Hello, everybody. Hold on. Is my audio okay? Yesterday it was not. Going through it. Ew, my eyeliner's all messed up. This is what happens when you get ready without a mirror. Killing it. I've been ugly since I was young. Shit. Wait. So, I don't know how to do this shit. Can be honest. Oh. What? God damn it, Phil. Fuck off. Just looking real smooth right now. Oh. Okay, so I sent him the link. He's supposedly live. I don't know how to do it. Did I send it to the... Okay. I'm blushing. Oh, wow. We also have another stream. I think it's 8:30 or 9:30 my time. I am moderating a debate. So, doing the most boring job in the world. It's fine, I'm fine. Tori probably has a hot date afterwards. No. Thank you to all the moderators. Killing it. My phone's about to die, so... I don't like... I'm not a fan. I want to go back to Ecamm. I miss Ecamm. Ecamm was better. Do we like this music? I'm kind of over feeding me ducks. That's what it's called. We'll do that. What? I actually had a lot of people asked me to get Undead Chronic on, and I had a subscriber, oh, fuck, what was the name? Ask to do it today. I made it. That never happens. Because normal, well, I don't know if I would say abnormal. I just always have a really weird schedule, so I like to do things. Like if I'm ready to do it, I'm ready to do it that day. Da, da, da. Why am I watching this? I don't know. I hate beer. Okay. I still need to upload the thumbnail, but it's fine. Oh. Torshaa, say Caduceus name. LOL TMV. Do I say it wrong? Caduceus. 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 Am I saying it wrong? God damn it, y'all. I always thought I was, but you guys never said I was. It's not the time. No hymen, no diamond. Baby? I was saying that today, and I was like, who started that? He did. Chronic is cool. If we were dating, our celebrity name would be Undead Torshaa. Cut her off. Oops. I should probably put that. That sounded like it just fried it. No. Oh well. Hold on. with one job. It's fine. I'm fine. Will somebody let him know that I messaged him again on Discord because I sent him the wrong one? Maybe he didn't see it. My bad. I feel like it's gonna be a really long day. We have a lot of stuff to do. He's here! Hi, sorry about that. I'm a dumb bitch.
Don't get too excited about it.
I know, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for coming on.
No problem. Well, how you doing today? How you celebrating the holiday?
Oh, 420. Getting high as fuck. Just kidding. I don't smoke like that. I smoke cigarettes.
That's fine. Well, the cigarette's not so fine, but the not smoking weed's fine.
I know. It's not the best thing. I'm working on quitting.
Well, what have you tried to do? Like, the first question is, do you actually want to quit, or is it just like people telling you to quit and you're like, I'm trying? Like, it's the first stage.
No, right? Remember when I told you I'm on antidepressants? I'm on Wellbutrin, which has just been approved to quit smoking or smoking cessation or whatever. Because I've heard really bad things about Chantix. Is that what it's called? The other one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one I've heard people have like hallucinations on. I don't know if that's true, but
some people do.
Yeah.
But I think one of the best things to do if you're trying to quit smoking is like there's the mental, the brain part, and then there's the you're doing something with your hands part.
Yeah.
Buy some walnuts, like unshelled walnuts, not or they have the shells on, and unshell them whenever you want to smoke.
Have you done this?
No, I just know people who quit smoking and they kind of swore by the walnut method.
Really? I've never heard that.
Something to, like a fidgeting stick or item or something, right?
I heard of a necklace that has a cigarette on it and girls would just smoke it. I saw some girl wearing it. I was like, that's actually really smart. I don't know.
When you're going into I don't know. I'm more likely to appreciate and approach a woman shelling walnuts by hand than like having a fake cigarette on her neck, but you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I don't want to embarrass myself any more than I already am.
Well, why did you start talking about these kind of topics online then?
Which ones?
Any and all. Like, was your channel initially about makeup or just day-to-day vlog or whatever the hell? Or was it always male-female gender relations?
It was on relationships and what I gathered from bartending, gender relations, if you want to say that. And then it slowly went into more red pill after I was on TikTok and a bunch of people were telling me to talk to Rolo. Like they spammed one of my lives. And so I did. And then I was working with him for like almost 2 years. Hi, Rolo. But
working with him?
Huh?
Like working, like did he employ you?
No. But like I would ask, it took me like 2 years to unplug. So I would ask him a bunch of shit and like read a bunch of his stuff. I've read like everybody's material in the space.
Oh, gosh, how much did you spend?
Not that much, actually.
Well, you say you read everybody's material. There's guys that sell dating courses for like $2,000.
Whoa! Not the fucking courses. Did you say course? Oh, no, you're kidding, right?
No. Well, there's
I don't know whose courses.
It's a continuum, right? Some guys
not the dating coaches.
Well, some guys write a book. They sell it for $20. Some guys like write a book. It's just a bunch of PDFs. They sell for $100, and that goes all the way up to. There's dudes paying $12,000 to go to alpha male camp.
Oh, where they hire prostitutes to make it seem like they're actually picking up women?
No, it's 48 hours of a bunch of veteran boomer simps berating you for being weak. That's what it is.
Sounds like a kink.
Yeah, well, they kind of look like Jack Murphy types, and they were staring at each other's asses the whole time, so there's definitely something sus there.
Yeah, I had just entered the space, I think, when that whole thing popped off with him, where he had his hormonal moment or whatever.
It's the rage of a cuckold.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of deep-seated issues that come with that.
Well, a lot of these, here's my general kind of opinion on red pill content creators that show their face and make a career out of red pill. They're fucking losers. Almost all of them are fucking losers.
Except for Rolo and Ryan. They're the only chill ones that I know.
I don't really know Rolo that well.
I met his daughter and stuff, and she's amazing. So
I don't know what he did before he wrote this Rational Male book, right?
We were in the same industry, like alcohol.
Bartending?
No, he was doing promos. Like I've done promos where I would hold the trays. Well, not promoting, not that, but promos. So like I would go to a random restaurant with DeLeon and I'd be promote P. Diddy's fucking tequila. Not the time for that.
No.
Absolute. And I would go around with a tray trying to get people to buy shots. And he would be technically the one that orchestrated the whole thing with the liquor companies.
Yeah. So I haven't had I've roasted Rolo multiple times before. I've had him on my show to talk about Brittany Venti sending him CP and trying to get the cops to get him. So I can't really assess how useful he is. I haven't read The Rational Male. I'm not going to read it. I don't need to read it. But from a very, from a very privileged position from my career, any dude who works in club promotion is a fucking loser.
Easy. I do.
So,
I wouldn't say I'm cool as it.
Women is a bit different. No one cares about what a woman does for work.
You're not wrong. We always have the worst jobs.
Yeah, well, it's like,
men have to create jobs for us, right?
Yeah, well, it's like look pretty and get dumb guys to buy alcohol. Like, yeah, a woman's gonna be better at doing that than a man.
I learned from 2 male bartenders who were incredible. So I've seen a lot of dudes behind bars, but
yeah, the way I kind of see it is, if I had a son and my son told me, Chronic, I want to grow up and be the best bartender in Vegas, I'm going to perform an honor killing on him. That's a complete waste of a man's life and career. Servicing other men alcohol? You got to be fucking kidding me.
Well, the reason I was able to get other jobs and positions were because of connections you make with other women and men. So I think it's a good entry level job. I don't think you should do it after 25. I've been doing it since I was 18. Don't ask me how, because there was some county. I don't know. It didn't seem legal, but it was a corporate place. So I've been doing it a relatively long time.
Yeah, I'm not commenting on your career path.
Well, I'm a girl, so I take everything personally. Chronic.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. All I'm saying is I'm not going to call Rolo a fucking loser because I don't know what else he's done. But let's just say it's on the fence. But for every person who shows their face, their career is red pill, that's not a fucking loser, there's 10,000 losers.
I feel like merch, like once you're in the space, it's really hard to leave, not because you can't find something else to do, but you kind of trash your credentials because this is like controversial shit. So you can't really do anything else. And I think that's a lot of the reason why people stay in it.
Well, there's a lot of things you can do. There's a ton of things you can do, not on fucking YouTube. It's like the people who choose YouTube as a career and talk about this red pill stuff, and they act like alpha males and they're getting all these bitches. It's like, hey, if the lights turn off and don't turn back on, you're going to be left outside the castle. It's like, what's your skills? I teach men about the nature relationships of women. Yeah, don't let them in. Let them start.
God damn it. You're not wrong. I've been saying for a while, you have to have some narcissistic traits to even think that this sort of thing would work out. So, not wrong.
I mean,
I guess when you show your face.
There's more narcissists attracted to being YouTubers. Yes.
I'm just saying traits of it, like more on the extroverted type of side. I'm not even saying like
narcissist is just such a loaded word now. It was the TikTok girlies started calling everybody narcissist for a couple years, and now it's just like 10 reasons why he's a narcissist if he didn't buy you a boba tea last Tuesday. It's like, God.
I love boba tea.
Yes. That's good.
Yeah, it's fire. The balls in the drink, that's the one.
They call it boba pearls. They're not balls. Good. No.
I never use the term boba. I'm just like, can I get extra balls, please? So good.
Are you just trying to like film the start of a porno every time you go somewhere?
No, you ask anybody, this is probably the most sexual I've been on stream. Like, I never do that, but I thought I'd make a sexual joke to like assert dominance
Are
early.
you greenosexual? You're sexually attracted to greenskins?
Wait, what?
Are you sexually attracted to greenskins?
What's greenskins? Oh, duh, bye. Just throw the whole bitch away. I mean, yeah, why not? Is that your artwork?
I didn't do this one. I kind of actually forgot who did this one. I got a bunch of different art though. And when I started my channel, I knew I was going to stay anonymous. I was like, well, how do you distinguish yourself from the other thousands of anonymous channels talking about this? You got to have good branding. So I went off and paid like $70 for an avatar.
Oh, nice. I always wanted somebody to make me into a monster.
Well, you already showed your. Well, there's an advantage to showing your face. People can see you. Yeah, people can see you emote. People can see you react, your facial expressions, and people naturally want to see people's faces while they're talking. And so it's much easier to retain an audience and build an audience if you're showing your face.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I don't know. I kind of wish I never did.
Well, I mean, if you're working and doing club promos and club stuff, or, you know, if you're still in that industry, this kind of content isn't going to hurt your career progress.
Yeah, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm trying to just do YouTube, but yeah, I feel like that's accurate. Bartending, you're like a professional degenerate. So
yeah,
what else do you do? I hate asking people what they do for a living.
I'm a scientist.
Are you?
Yeah.
You graduated with biology degree or what?
PhD in the biosciences field. I won't say which one.
The hard sciences.
Hard sciences, because we
Nice.
still get it up and hard, unlike the Trunies who are on different hormones in the soft sciences. Unlike not so erudite, who got a master's in sociology or psychology, and she's out there, you know, talking about how she wants to peg her cuck husband. Yeah, not that.
What? This was a thing?
Yeah, little 5'3" skinny boy Harry is a fitness coach. That's what he does. He does personalized fitness coaching. Okay, up in Toronto, so sure. And they're on stream talking about how they want an open relationship, how he wants to get pegged. And this is the same girl that says she's totally traditionally Christian. Totally. She was totally a virgin at marriage. Chronic, you don't understand. I was a virgin at marriage, and how dare you ask for a virgin for marriage? That's what we argued about.
Really?
Yeah, I was.
One. Isn't she?
Interesting experience with that bitch.
I always thought that she was a virgin.
Look, any woman who gets offended when I say no hymen.
Oh, yeah. No,
like
yeah.
She said she was a virgin.
Yeah.
But here's the one thing we know: bitches lie. So I'm just assuming that's a lie.
Oh, I never thought of. I feel like to lie about the first, like whether you're a virgin or not, that's bold. You know what I mean? Like I could see people lying after the fact, but to lie about whether or not you first had sex, I don't know if a woman would do that. Maybe. You can't say they wouldn't, but
I mean, well, women stand before an altar and say they're going to stay with their husband for the rest of their life, and they initiate 80% of divorces. So if they lie,
yeah, but men cheat in them like 68% of the time.
Wait, men beat them 68% of the time?
No, not beat. Cheat on them 68% of the time.
Well, the number one reason for divorce is like financial inadequacy, like finding money problems. I'm not sure if that's changed. Not sure if that's changed recently, but I don't think it's because there's a massive amount of cheating going on.
Well, I'm not saying that they break up over it, but I'm sure it makes the relationship sour, and then the girl eventually might want to break up. But financial,
if the man broke his wedding vows, you know, the woman can leave the marriage. You know, so but that's not really. I don't think that's happening in massive numbers.
I feel like you could
get bored. Women get tired. Women want attention.
True.
Women get entitled, and they see what happens during a divorce, which is she gets all the shit. And they're kind of it's too seductive of an option for them.
I think marriage, this is a hot take of mine. It's new, but I personally don't think people should get married. But I think marriage benefits men more than it benefits women. And I'll give you the reasons why. because I know a lot of people always say, what can I get in marriage that I can't get in a relationship, or however they word it. And you have a lot of your rates go down. So like insurance rates, whatever rates, I don't know. When it comes to business, and obviously it depends in this regard, but most business owners don't want to promote men or give them business opportunities if they show that they're single, because it's like a lack of commitment. So there's like a big plus to being married. Aside from that,
I think that's a really old school viewpoint. Like maybe in the 60s, I've never really seen single men get discriminated against compared to married men in the workforce. I haven't really heard of it. I'm sure there might be remnants of it, but like, I mean, it depends on what kind of business you're talking about.
Yeah, it depends on the industry, honestly. But like, if you want to do like open a company with somebody, and you want the, maybe you pitch something to like an investor to work with them, they look at that shit.
So I guess if you want to be like, if you're looking for venture capital, you should be married. I mean,
which is a lot of men.
That's just, I don't know. I don't really know. I think you see a lot of men on this sphere being like, I'm going to start a business. I'm going to start a coaching consultation. I'm going to start selling real estate. Let me get to billionaires. It's just like, that's all online. Most men aren't doing that shit. They're not interested in that shit.
Yeah. I definitely don't think it's something, if you think you might do business, that you should get married anyway. Like, I think that's a horrible idea.
Insurance rates.
She does all the domestic labor, and people will say, we do it too. We do the manly chores. I do those. I just need somebody to start the mower. I can't fucking start it to save my life. And I fix cars. So,
just get an electric mower.
Those are a couple grand.
Yeah, they are fucking expensive.
Somebody's got to make a cheap one. There is a market for it, because that's expensive. But yeah, it sounds lit. Like,
domestic labor, so the woman will do.
So every day she does your laundry, cleans up after you, and I say this, and it's more of a newer take, but I say all this because a lot of men don't view it as a job, and they're like, well, you would have done that before me. And I don't think men realize that when you're not in the home, it's a whole different ball game. Like, there's a lot of things that men do, and I'm not saying it like as a bad thing necessarily. It's certainly not a reason to not get married or whatever, but men are very entitled, in my opinion, when they get comfortable. And it comes to like domestic labor specifically. I can't think of other instances. It's really just the domestic labor.
Well, people, men and women both get entitled when they feel secure in a relationship. So I can agree with that.
I feel like women are so unpredictable though. So it's almost like it's like less likely to happen, but women will not fuck you. Like, that's a big issue.
So in my experience, I haven't seen any studies on domestic labor or stuff like that. But, the studies that come out about domestic labor from Australia, and they go, for every hour a man does chores, a woman does 12. Well, for every dollar the woman makes at her shitty job, the man makes 100. So,
I don't think that's like a good thing to go off of, though. I feel like
if I'm responsible for the majority of the mortgage, she should be responsible for the majority of the laundry.
But now the households are dual income, so that's not even a thing anymore. And if it is, it's for the 4%.
She makes $40K a year at her shitty affirmative action job making PowerPoints, and I make $300K a year. Okay, so we can just split it by math. I do a sixth of the housework she does. But this is also like a very different argument or kind of problem depending on where you are on the economic ladder. I'm sure if there's a dude that works at McDonald's and his girlfriend works at Wendy's, and he's, they both work 40 hours a week, they probably should split up chores 50-50. But I'm not in the position, like a woman, I get a girl and she wants to go to work. Hell no, you're not going to go to work. No, I don't need it.
Yeah. But maybe she wants to do it. Like, I don't think this is another thing, and this is a newer take of mine, but I don't think men realize the life women give up in order to be with you. But I'm talking more specifically stay-at-home moms, but that's what I'm talking about. When it comes to divorce, men are so entitled to the point where they can't even see alimony being something they want to pay at that point. I think alimony is stupid in all the other ways. But
let's think about the life a woman gives up if she wants to marry me when she's 18. She's not going to have to apply to jobs. She's never going to have to study for finals. She doesn't have to deal with traffic. She'll never be sexually assaulted outside the house. She won't have to pay taxes. She won't have to go to work. She won't have to work overtime.
But when she gets divorced, that's what I'm saying.
Before the divorce, you're saying, think about the life she has to give up. She lives in the lap of luxury. Okay. She is living one of the best lives any human has ever lived in existence.
But I'm talking about divorce. I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. I'm saying men are entitled when it comes to divorce because it gets to a point where they don't end up going to their jobs. They give up everything. And now he wants to leave or she wants to leave or whatever. And she's fucked because she made the decision to be with him. Obviously, she's got to take the L. I'm not saying that she shouldn't, but it seems like in this day and age, that's something that I don't think men are very conscious of, and I see it in all the Reddit groups. Like, if you really want to get annoyed, either go in purple pill debate or ask men, or there's a new one with like new moms or mommy rants. It's brutal in there. It's brutal.
That's the negative of divorce. So you're saying it's an advantage for men to get married. Not after what you said.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Well, earlier
I said I don't believe in marriage.
Okay, but you said marriage helps out men, right?
I think if I had to choose, marriage helps out men, divorce helps out women.
Okay.
But the marriage doesn't help women in the same regard. Maybe if what you're saying, like, yeah, they get to stay home, like, that's fucking awesome to me. But I also don't have a career.
The least likely to get sexually assaulted. They're the least likely to be mugged. They're the least likely to get shot. The women getting pimped out right now on the streets, they're unmarried women.
But
marriage is just being associating with one man and kind of belonging to him in his mind. There's a massive amount of protection and shielding that occurs to that woman as opposed to being out on the streets.
I don't think men really protect in the same way. I think if they're working, how would they protect her? How often does a burglar come in? You know what I mean? I feel like it's
more about the situations she puts herself in. Isn't it her fault?
Either single or together, though, that you mean that's her fault regardless.
Is it my fault if I get attacked by a crocodile when I cross the Nile?
Fuck yeah. It's everybody's fault when they make stupid decisions.
Well, it's risk factors. So if a woman doesn't want to get married, she's going to be doing things and living in areas and associating with people who are more likely to assault her. That's just how the stats go. So whether or not married men kind of like are out there protecting and coddling and shielding, it doesn't matter. The results are still the same. Married women are much physically safer.
I'd rather take the risk personally, but I'm really anti-marriage. But I'll take the risk on getting essayed because of all the stuff that comes with having another person to live with, man or woman, honestly. I mean, I'm straight, but like to take care of a whole other person, I don't think I would be able to do it. Maybe because I'm mentally ill, but like still.
I mean, it's good to know yourself.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're capable of it.
I could see myself divorcing them though. And if they were mean to me, I would fuck them over. You know what? So I just rather wouldn't. Because I'm aware of my shortcomings.
Yeah. It's hard to talk about marriage without talking about divorce. And it's hard to talk about marriage without talking about single woman facing poor outcomes.
Yeah, I feel like it just sucks for both people. I think divorce is like one of the bigger traumas, whether you believe in the soft science or not, like trauma, grief, that sort of thing really sets your life back. That's like when a lot of men take their lives. And we know the suicide statistics when they're over the age of 30 are incredibly high. So,
yeah, I mean, there's the financial trauma. There's the, the insult to not seeing your kids, restraining orders, cops involved, you being painted as a horrible person, as a man at least. And for a woman who gets divorced because the guy wants to move on for some younger action, which is rare. But
no, it's not rare. I just looked up the stats and it scared me. Well, what's the
stats? Because every time
30%, which is equivalent to the amount of men in this country that are fathering kids that aren't theirs. You know what I mean? It's the same percentage.
Okay. How did you interpret that stat into men divorcing women for a new wife?
the amount of times men left their wives. There's this thing called, let me look it up. It's something like abandonment wife syndrome. Have you heard of this? I don't know if I'm saying this
Sounds
right.
like something that's very soft, from a soft science.
For sure.
I'm just saying, if 80% of divorces are initiated by women, right?
Yeah.
And 20% are initiated by men, assuming every time a man divorces his wife, he's doing it for some hot action. That's still 1/4.
But that's like hypergamy to women. It's a very big fear because they're fucked, you know? Men are fucked too.
That means their biggest fear happens 20% of the time, and man's biggest fear happens 80% of the time.
But most people don't know that. You know what I mean? Like, we're in the fringe part of the world. Like, most people don't really understand that
most
shit.
of women's fears and problems are bullshit anyhow. They have an innate need to get attention because it is an evolutionary adaptive mechanism. If there's a woman that doesn't get attention in the tribe, we create it. That's why feminism never stopped.
Yeah.
So
Well, feminism's been around since the 1700s, so we were doomed for a while.
What do bitches do?
Cause problems.
They bitch, right?
Wait, are you religious?
Bitches bitch. Yes.
Okay, so somebody made this really good quote, and it was like, God gave women to men as a problem they would never be able to solve or something. It's so true. I don't know if I said that right.
I mean, in the modern era, maybe, but it was a very easy problem to solve in the 50s. Now, not the 1950s. I'm talking about the 1350s.
Oh, okay.
Very easy to solve an uppity woman. Very easy.
Yeah, for sure. I just don't think, I think after being in this space, I'm aware of moments where I hamster, if you will, or rationalize or create drama out of it literally will come day 2 of less attention. Like, I've mapped it on. I'm like, why the fuck does this happen? But it's so weird because I'll say it on my channel about certain things that I do, and they'll be like, oh, you didn't know this stuff back then. And I'm like, no, but I've been keeping track of it now. Like, it's things that I would never have been able to do. I can guarantee you no woman is aware of it. And if you try to explain it, you're a misogynist. So good luck.
Yeah.
I think men should be able to manufacture drama in the relationship because men will keep it safe. You know what I mean? Women will just cause shit everywhere.
Yeah, you got to keep them on their toes. It's like any guy that talks to me, Chronic, I got my girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. I'm just like, hey, just like once a week, just make up some girl at your workplace that doesn't exist and say, oh, I talked to Rebecca today. Oh, did you know she's going to go get a BBL? And just not like you're flirting with her. You're not just look her up once a week, and it will keep your girlfriend's mind. You're like, oh my God, this girl wants to bang him. I got to keep this guy.
You cannot tell them to do the BBL thing because women want to be your sexual fantasy. And as soon as you say something about another woman's body, we're checked out.
Well, I completely disagree.
Don't do the BBL. I have the flattest ass in the world. I would die.
I just said that as an example, right?
No, I know, but I think it's about me, remember?
Oh, okay. Yeah, you can always just say, Rebecca, she's newly single and she's celebrating. Just a nugget, just a little bit of information so your girlfriend knows. He paid attention to another woman. He looked at his coworker in the face. Oh my God, I got to ride him like a cowboy tonight.
Yeah. The one that I like that I've read about was like, if she's giving you starfish sex or she looks really disinterested, just politely remove yourself. Be like, don't worry, baby. We could do it another time. Like, don't let her know that you're stopping it for any reason. Then be like, I'm going to go to the gym, and you don't normally go to the gym. That's a situation where I'm like, okay, that's not bad. Because then when she sees you the next time, she'll actually want to have sex with you because one, you stopped it. I don't think men really understand that part when it comes to women. Like, when they get off of you, even if you're nice about it, we just assume that we're ugly. So there's like an incentive to want to fuck him, and he's going to the gym. Why is he trying to get fit? Fuck that. Yeah, is he trying to fool another bitch?
People will have sex, but they're ashamed to talk about sex. It's the same with parents talking the sex ed with their kids, or a couple in a relationship. If I ever have a sexual partner and she's doing something that's bad, I'll immediately tell her and I'll stop.
Yeah, I wish guys would tell us right away, but they don't.
Yeah, because they don't want. Some guys are they want to get the nut. They don't want to do anything that might stop the procedure of the nut, and so they won't rock the boat at all, and they'll deal with less than desirable sex. Now, if you're laying with your virgin bride on your wedding night, that's not the time and place to start critiquing her sexual prowess.
Yeah. Please don't. Like, that's so mean. Poor women.
I thought you were gonna watch those films I sent you of the Riley Reid or some shit.
Actually, that's not a bad idea to send her videos on what to do.
Nah, it's I think the best sex is emotionally attached sex, and having that with a virgin bride is probably the peak of any sex anybody could ever have.
Really? Because a lot of guys I know that have been fucking, even guys in the space, vehemently don't want virgins. They'll take a girl with one body, but they don't want the virgins. And I'm like, I always wondered why. And there's something that comes with it. This is what they've explained to me. I don't date women, but they're like they almost get like jealous in the wrong ways is the way that they put it. It's like they get jealous over things that will, like, if she goes out thinking that he's cheating on her and she goes to his work or something, she'll embarrass him at work. That's like a fringe example, but like,
I think that's unique to virgins though. And I think
that's what they said.
I think any dude who describes himself as quote unquote fucking is a sex addict and a degenerate and doesn't really have a place to speak it on anything besides how to nag a slut in a club.
I want to call you on my stream so you can tell me shit like this.
Well, it's like, half of these what's the point? What's the problem, right? The problem is women, gender relationship, marriage, whatever the problem is, what do you want out of it? If you just want to have a bunch of sex with loose, low value women, I'm not, that's easy to do. You get jacked, make some money, buy hookers, fucking rent a yacht, take some pictures, just look for college girls to jump on your yacht. All that kind of stuff.
That's actually really easy.
You don't need to listen or pay a bunch of degenerates money to tell you how to be attractive to women. But the reason why these degenerates, like Fresh and Fit and Andrew Tate, they get all these views and hits is who's typing up their channel. Young black kid, 13. His crush rejected him to go to the middle school dance. He goes on YouTube, how to get a woman. And he sees these sex addict degenerates talking as if they like, this is how to get a woman. This is how to get respect. But none of those guys want strong families. Right. Your lifestyle is a sex addict with a vasectomy. He doesn't want strong families, but he will sell courses to young boys that aspire to have a family. And it's disgusting.
Young boys. Like, for those that maybe aren't familiar, these kids there's been teachers in like 2nd and 3rd grade talking about it. It's crazy to me. I mean, that's getting them young, real young, to just have a bad view on relationships at all. Because dating isn't easy, especially when most men are not getting laid. So like, the worst thing to do is make them hate them. There's like a fine line, okay? I hate bitches, you know what I mean? But like, really hate them to the point where they want to harm them. Because I think every man holds this, maybe I'm wrong, but I think they all hold a capacity and some psychological thing where deep down they want to harm a woman. And like, you'll see it play out in the bedroom or something. They don't actually want to harm them, but there is something in their Y chromosome that says, I want to harm them. You know what I mean? So when they grow up, then they maybe act on it. Maybe I'm just freaking out.
The want to dominate a woman.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy if you spend any time looking at how monkeys act and how apes act, there's similarities, right? So, in pseudo polygamous monkey societies where it's like a big male monkey with a bunch of little female monkeys. Yeah. If one of their female monkeys runs out of his sight and even looks at another male, that male monkey will beat her down into the dirt in front of all the other female monkeys to teach a lesson.
Don't the women fuck different guys in front of like their main monkey dude, or is this a different
species?
Okay. I didn't know there were monkeys that beat the shit out of women. I'm not laughing. I'm laughing because I'm uncomfortable.
Right? Monkey women.
Yeah, monkey women. Did you know actually that STDs came from a man fucking an animal, like the real origin. That's why we have them. And it's a monkey. Well, some have hypothesized monkey. I don't think that's true. I think it's actually like close contact.
Who's been telling you this?
Google it right now. I'm serious.
What am I Googling?
Origin of STDs.
Which STD?
I think it's gonorrhea. Gonorrhea
There's
is
the
old
HIV monkey hypothesis.
Not that one. That's what I was saying. I don't think the STD came from monkeys. But here, if you Google origin of STDs, according to the National Institute of Health.gov, sexually transmitted diseases, STD, are as old as mankind, and epidemics are mentioned already in the Old Testament. However, the perception of the conditions have changed over the century. If you read it and go into it, hold on, I'll send it to you. Can I send it to you here? The private chat. I swear to God, I wouldn't just say some shit.
I'm just trying to stay calm because this is just such a...
You're a scientist, right?
It's such an imbecile idea that all STDs came from bestiality, right? Because monkeys can get syphilis. Monkeys and apes can get syphilis.
Not syphilis. I know it's not syphilis. I think it's gonorrhea.
Yeah, gonorrhea. Okay, well, what were humans like 10 million years ago? Were we humans or were we apes?
It depends on what you believe in.
Okay.
If you believe in
evolution,
evolution,
go off this science. We were more ape appearing than human appearing, and those apes probably had ape sluts that gave other apes gonorrhea. There you go.
Well, I like the idea, but something here, I'll send it to you. There was a man that kept this. The reason I found this was because I saw this thing where it was like this man held a monkey since it was a baby in his basement, chained to a wall, sexually abusing it for like 20 years or some shit.
Okay.
And so that's what led me down the thing. And so when I Googled, where did STDs come from? 2 or 3 of the major STIs in humans have come from animals. We know, for example, the gonorrhea came from cattle to humans. Oh, I didn't know. I thought syphilis wasn't, but syphilis also came to humans from cattle or sheep many years ago. But the syphilis one is not necessarily sexually. I thought it was HIV.
Potentially it was someone, getting down and dirty with the cattle. But
it's fucked up. But regardless, we don't have to blame.
I mean, if you're going back thousands of years of history, that's not the most fucked up thing that happened.
Oh no. What is?
Well, you can just choose your list, right? Like choose whatever you want.
A lot of things. The gold standard. What else?
No. How about when the Assyrians would siege a city?
Oh, when
they would get, they actually wrote on their walls of their palace room what they did.
Wait, who did they invade though?
The Assyrians. There's all these city states in the Middle East. The Assyrians were fucking up, but they would take all the survivors. They would blind all of them except one. The one that wasn't blinded, they cut their tongue off and they tie them all together with chains and send them to the next city as a warning. That's fucked up. Okay, a dude banging a cow, yeah, it's messed up, but at least bigger picture here.
I guess the chaining the monkey in the basement is what really made me uncomfortable because that means
there was a shaved baboon. I forget in which southeastern country. It might have been Cambodia, and it was the #1 prostitute in the region. And there were stories about it. And when the cops came to take the baboon and put it in the rescue sanctuary, the men of the village shot at the cops with rifles. So they had to come back with the army to save
I feel like I heard about this.
Yeah.
And it was illegal in their country, I thought. You're saying the cops came. Maybe I have a different story in my head.
No, there's this different story. Monkeys have been abused. Yeah.
It's crazy. I remember that movie that was about HIV back in the 2000s. What was it called? You know it for sure. It's Infected. What the hell was it called?
I don't
it's the only one
movie about HIV.
Yeah, you do. I know you do.
I haven't seen a single movie about HIV.
Oh, you know it because it's a science movie.
I don't watch science. If I want science, I'll read science. I don't fucking listen to movies. There's a bunch of degenerates doing coke and beating off potted plants like Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, I don't own a TV, so I really don't watch either. But I remember that watching this as a kid, and it made me think that touching a monkey gives you AIDS, which isn't funny.
Pause.
I didn't know that they. Yeah.
White nationalists, don't clip that. Don't clip that. White nationalists.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. My dad watches my channel. Okay.
Your dad?
Yeah, my dad.
What's up, Dad?
Bob.
How you doing? Bob.
You might comment.
Are you 28?
29. I'm almost hitting the wall, baby.
Well, but you don't want to get married, so you don't have to care about the wall, right?
Yeah. I want to be in a long-term relationship probably for like the rest of my life, ideally, but I don't know. Right now is not the best time because I take care of my mom full time. She has dementia, so I don't know when I can. Yeah. So.
Well, what about kids? You want kids?
No.
Okay. Well, then.
I'm mentally ill, chronic. I can't pass on these genes. It's like, this bitch is nuts.
I don't know. I'm not one to think that depression is majority genetic.
I have schizophrenia in my family, like immediate family.
Legit? Oh, yeah. Anybody have an episode?
Yeah, the two of them. My mom has it, schizoaffective. So it's like, it's not if my kid's gonna have it. It's just when it develops. Like one of my psychiatrists said that there was a 40% chance, and then another one said a 0.04%. I just never Googled it. So I don't know. Well, I would love a guy that has kids. I'm cool with that. But
if you're willing to date a dude with kids, I think the world is your oyster. Now, the wall being because like I'll say stuff like no hymen, no diamond. I'll say stuff like if she was born when the towers, at any point in her life, the towers were standing, the Twin Towers, she's too old for me. But that's because
I was literally in kindergarten when it happened. But yeah.
Yeah, but like that's because I'm looking for something completely different than what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And because you don't want exactly what I want, I don't think that makes you a bad person. But when I talk to dudes that want strong families, I would say, those are my suggestions. But doesn't mean, someone who's 32, 30, like you at 33, 32, you want to date a single dad who's 35, whose ex-wife was crazy. He would be very happy to date.
I date way older. That's like strange. 35, that's like nothing. When I'm 33, I don't think I've dated a guy that was that close in my age in kind of a while.
Did you date a 40-year-old when you were 18?
When I was 20, I dated somebody who was, I think he was 26. We dated for 2 years, so 28 at the end of it. And then there it skyrocketed to like
what was the oldest you've ever dated?
16 years older than me, something like crazy. But they were young. 40 or 50 is the new 40. 40 is the new 30, in my opinion, at least for men. I don't know. Women, it's rough. I mean, we're looking good in our 30s, but I don't know.
Well, you guys don't look like the Crypt Keeper, but compared to like a fresh Gen A 18-year-old, that's when you see the difference, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But again,
they look like little fairies. Anytime I see younger women, they just all look like these little flower fairies.
They dress up like fairies too. It's the fucking best. I go on the TikTok and I just type in like wood nymph, and then I look at where the bitches be saying, and that's how I find girlfriends basically now.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
No way. That's actually
talking about crazy bitches. Those bitches are all crazy.
Really? Oh yeah, because they're like nymphy. I forgot. I don't know what.
If they're making TikToks of them and dressed like fucking fairies and they have 10,000 followers, there's going to be some kind of psychopathy there.
Yeah. What do you notice the most? You probably notice a lot if you've been in the space for a minute. What are some like trends that you see in women, certain types of women? Like I can see guys that are alcoholics and I can tell you everything else about them type shit.
Yeah. I mean, alcoholism has been shooting up. Like the pandemic really caused a massive jump in alcoholics.
And women too now.
Yeah, women too.
But men, they hold the.
There's one super thick gothic Latina chick I dated, and she actually ran a YouTube channel that was about firearms.
Oh, really? That's so dope.
Like goth chick, Latina, little bang haircut firearms. She's like texting me all this kind of, freaky shit and sending me memes. I'm like, this would be great. She shows up to the date blackout drunk. I'm like, how did you get here? She's like, I drove. I'm like, oh my God. So we had 2 dates, and the end of the second date, she's like trying to drive home. I'm like, you're too drunk. She's like, I don't want to have sex with you. I'm not that kind of girl. I'm just like, I just don't want you to die, bitch. So she drives off, and then I get a Snapchat from her at like 3 a.m. of her in the back of a cop car. And I'm like, nope, I'm just going to block
Thank God, because she would have killed somebody, honestly, at that point.
So, but no, I can't really talk about trends for my personal dating life. But, I mean, you could probably do a lot of STD trends talking to all these, like, red pill dudes. These guys are just like Bugatti, Ferrari, go to Miami. If Miami got sucked into the center of the earth and everybody in there just instantly vanished into the ocean, I think the world would start to heal.
That's actually, you're not wrong. That and LA, in my opinion. LA is pretty bad.
Yeah, but I'm saying the big party cities for these red pill guys is Miami and Vegas. Those are the 2 ones.
I love Vegas, but you think that the red pill guys promote degeneracy like most of them do? Do you think that?
The ones who are allowed to get big, right? I think Andrew Tate and I think Myron Gaines. Both of them are feds. Myron Gaines was a legit federal agent, and Andrew Tate's daddy was in the CIA. So,
do you not like that? Do we not like the feds? Can you explain that whole thing to me? I know that sounds dumb, but like I always thought that the feds came after 9/11.
Feds?
Or no, the Homeland Security, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm talking FBI, CIA.
See, Myron's in Homeland Security.
I don't know who works for them. I'm not interested in.
Myron does. Like he does.
He does. Yeah. Well, I'm not interested in opening up a dog shit and telling you what it looks like on the inside. I just know it's a dog shit.
Oh no, I'm just saying I don't think he is a fed. I think he works.
Well, yeah, you work for Homeland Security. You are a federal agent.
Oh, okay. That's what I was asking you. I was like, are they the same thing? And I think you didn't hear my. Maybe I said the question wrong, and you were like, "No."
Federal agent. No. Once you're a federal agent, anything you do or say is compromised. I can never believe you actually think what you say, or if the feds are telling you to do something for a reason. That's how they operate. YouTube has a direct link to the FBI, and they tell them what to take down. If there's something the FBI doesn't like up, they will tell YouTube to take it down. So when Myron Gaines, a fucking Fed cockroach, shoots to the top of the algorithm, and he's this massive popular red pill podcast where he doesn't say anything new. He just steals what other guys have said. That pokes me the wrong way. Then when he gets exposed as being gay, it makes the red pill look corny. When he says stupid shit online, everybody says, look at this red pill. The red pill is a bunch of sex addicts that blah, 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 blah. Because the feds chose those 2 guys to be the leader of the red pill. I've had my channel deleted 13 times. It's very clear the feds and YouTube does not want me to get big. I'm fine with that. But the guys that get big, that have been exposed as feds and are degenerates, everybody gets to use them to slander the entire ideology. And that pisses me.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Like the amount of times I had to be like, that's not red pill. Like, but I wonder if your name is what's getting flagged in the algorithm. Because I know the word dead and chronic. I'm pretty sure chronic. Maybe it's something else.
Who knows getting flagged? I mean, they'll take away my channels without giving me strikes. So I just think they know who I am and they don't like me. So, but they haven't gone rid of this one in 2 years. So who knows?
Are you from Georgia? Georgia?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I could tell from your accent.
Yeah.
Nice. I've been there.
Yeah, like when Myron Gaines says, he has these when Myron Gaines does these cringe live conferences where you listen to the audience and it's like 40 dudes who have horrible relationships with their fathers that paid $2,000 to go listen to a fucking gay fed tell them how to get women. And Myron Gaines says, you guys need to have sex with at least 40 women before you do anything else. And they all start cheering like a bunch of seals. It's like an IRL porn conference. It's fucking pathetic.
I feel like, do you have a high body count?
I don't know the number, but I'm assuming it's high. I think it's between like 80 and 120 or something like that.
So I can tell. And don't you think that I'm not sticking up for him, but I just have to play devil's advocate because I really don't talk smack about people on my channel personally. But don't you think, based on your experience with women, that, yeah, maybe you racked up a body count, but now you really get women and all the different types of women, how they manipulate and lie and what they're doing to getting something out of you. Like, I think that's what he means when he says at least 50. I think 50 is a really big number, especially if you're Christian or you want like a family or something. But I think that's why
I don't think I learned anything from the majority of my body count.
No, you're lying, Cap.
No,
really?
Look, when I'm in a fraternity and I'm drunk and I grab some random sorority slut, we call them frat mats, like fraternity mattress, right? Frat mats. So fraternity brothers lay on. I'm not learning anything. I'm like drunk as hell and I'm grabbing some chick to smash. Like, I'm not laying there thinking like, man, I wonder how she manipulated me when she was like grabbing my dick in the bathroom. No, I'm not. It's just a hookup.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've never had a one night stand. I forget they exist. I mean, like when women are courting men, like they're trying to get a relationship out of them or something. Or
I think men will learn. They learn the most about women when they have like long-term relationships that fail. I think that's it. And when Myron says get 40 bodies, he's not saying date 40 women for 5 months each. He's saying go to the club, rep my brand, buy some liquor bottle service, and get a hookup.
You're not wrong, but there's like a part of me that thinks most guys do just want one night stands. So maybe like if after you don't talk to her and you see how she reacts, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying I could see both sides of the argument. I don't think anybody should run through women at all. I don't think women should be allowed to be run through, but shit happens. But you're not wrong. I think long-term relationships are the best, but in this day and age, I don't really think they're really not that common with the younger generation, at least.
So I'll just ask my channel. I think what it is you saying, I think a lot of guys, they do want a bunch of one-night stands. That's the kind of guys you'll talk to in the sphere. Sex addicts and degenerates.
Yeah. Most guys would probably want a long-term relationship. Yeah.
So I just asked I sent a poll on my live stream. What do you want? A new woman? Do you want a new woman every night, or one virgin that's loyal to you for your whole life? And right now it's 93% want the virgin. So
but you're saying virgin, and that's not fair because that's obviously true, right? Do just your regular modern woman.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, compared to Myron Gaines's fans, one loyal virgin their whole life or a new woman every night, they're going to choose a new woman every night because they're basically animals, right? They're like crackheads. It's like, when I listen to them talk about all the women they get and how to get more bitches and how to get a three-way and this new girl, it's like listening to the crackhead by the 7-Eleven. It's just like, dude, I got the best fucking rock in this bowl right here. You want to see me light it? It's just an addiction.
Can I counter that?
Sure.
Is your audience predominantly red pill, MGTOW? What are they?
I would say so. Manosphere. I think it's a third MGTOW, a third red pill, and a third
mixed,
etc.
Yeah. Do you think that MGTOW guys don't want long-term relationships, or they do? Sorry, I worded that weird. Do you think the MGTOW guys look for long-term relationships, or do you think they look for short flings?
Well, MGTOW guys are those that basically say, I'm not going to get in a relationship with a woman again.
But if they do, they're just
what they want. I would assume what they'd want is one long-term relationship, but they're not going to go for that given the laws of the country and the culture we're in.
Right. I'm right in this example. Don't say that. I know you don't believe that. I know you know that a MGTOW guy that not the ones that hate women, but the ones that are like, I'm divorced and I no longer want to have a long-term relationship. I'm just going to enjoy my time and have short flings, casual sex. I think that's
MGTOW doesn't. Dudes that say they're MGTOW do not have short flings. They do not have casual sex. It's no women, no children, no cohabitation. Like,
I classify them as the ones that hate women. Sorry.
They hate women?
Not like it's like the short thing I think of when I'm just separating them. But
they don't think the opportunity cost is worth it?
Right.
I'm sure
Yeah.
some hate women. I mean, there's every group of men anywhere. There'll be men that hate women. Go to a male feminist conference, about I think half of them will fucking hate women.
I think I should have said sworn off women is what
Yeah.
I was just trying to.
Yeah. So I mean, it's hard to think about what a group of men who've sworn off women would want from a woman in this situation.
But I'm just saying, like, is it possible that maybe I'm right too?
About what was the original point?
We were talking about the poll or whatever. You asked your audience, like, would they rather have a virgin or would they rather have what was it?
A new woman every night.
A new woman every night. And
Yeah.
you were saying that they want a virgin, which I think that the pool of who you're asking, even though it's different, black pill or not black pill, red pill, MGTOW, it's still the same type of people. Like it's still going. The pool
Well,
is
they're going to be biased because they're my fans,
right. But
yeah, no, for sure.
But I'm saying, like, if we stepped out of it for a second and men had, like, the type of men you're talking about, if they could sleep with a bunch of women or have one virgin and they're, like, divorced or whatever, I think they would pick casual sex if, like, there was no bad thing to come from it. Like, it was just
So I
really
think the thought exercise, it's, because once you're divorced and you've been hurt like that, it's the thought exercise would be you're a new 18-year-old man right now. You're not divorced. You don't have this baggage, all this stuff. One virgin your whole life or a new woman every night, right? And the dudes that got divorced and they got destroyed, a lot of them wanted the marriages to work. And so they kind of wish they had a woman loyal their whole life. Maybe it's higher. I mean, it just depends. I bet if you went to the Fresh and Fit chat, it's going to be 99%. I want some hoes.
really.
Yeah,
I have a lot of their audience, and I think they're some of the more level-headed ones. But again, it's rage bait. Like everybody, like it's not. You don't go to Fresh and Fit to figure out how to get sex from your wife, right? It's just obviously he wrote the book, and what you're saying is true. Like I don't like red pill's not supposed to give prescriptions, and this is a great example of why. Because a lot of us don't agree with it, right? It's like
the red pill at its base is simply what do you do to be sexually attractive to women? That's it, right?
Yeah.
So when Myron Gaines says you need to have sex with 40 women, that's not really red pill.
Right.
When he says you need to rent luxury cars or you need to, do all this stupid shit, that's not really red pill. What's red pill is what do you do to be sexually attractive to women? Now, right after that was kind of, during the same time that was starting, mostly on Reddit, you had a combination of MGTOW and MRAs that were talking about the injustices that women use against men.
I don't like the MRAs
thing. And so it's just, everybody has a different definition of red pill, but the fact that Fresh and Fit were taking other men's, there's tons of clips of them saying, be careful who you sleep with. Be careful with who you take home. And then fucking Pumbaa, the 5'2" Barbados fuck, impregnates a Chinese hooker. And I'm supposed to laugh about that?
Right.
These dudes that say, be careful who you talk to. Women will baby trap you. How many times do these guys talk about baby trapping?
Well,
and one of them literally got baby trapped by a hooker that couldn't speak English.
Sure, but that's kind of the male experience, though, isn't it? We tell men don't fucking get married, but guess what? They're still getting divorced at a super high rate. So although I agree with you wholeheartedly, I always say that they're entertainment. That's not where you go to actually become attractive to your wife or your girlfriend or whatever. But people make mistakes. Did they handle it well? No, I don't think they did. Right when it happened, I don't think he responded well, but that's the reality of people, right? Like we do bad shit. Good people can still do bad shit.
It's the homophobic pastor getting caught at a gay orgy.
You think so?
Run away in shame. Pumbaa should get off the internet. He should shave his head and get, not even a vasectomy. He should castrate himself.
You're savage, but okay. Do you see? I'm personally somebody
not rich because Myron was a Fed and they stole other men's points. They stole my point. They say no hymen, no diamond. Okay, they are thieves that do not believe what they say, and it's proven by the fact that they buy hookers
Mhm.
They have pictures. Myron has pictures of him naked in a fucking bed with a white boy all snuggled up next to him.
Do you
Gay
think that
fed and a dude that impregnated a hooker. And people think they're anything red pill. No, they are fraudsters. They are liars. They are sex addicts.
well, yeah, that you can make a case for all of that, but would you rather them preach protect yourself, don't do what I did, or would you rather them preach, you know what, most men fuck up, I fuck up, all that shit? Like, I think as long as they're putting out a good like a better message, it's not real red pill, it never is going to be, but I think although he made the mistake, he still was saying, hey, do this, hey, be careful. Yeah, he fucked up, he really did. He's got to take the L. It's just what it is. I'm not surprised, honestly. But
like taking pure. It's like, you know, a church letting Riley Reid give purity lessons.
But no, that's not that's a false equivalent. That's an entirely
someone who does not listen to their own fucking advice, who is not fucking red pilled, that has unprotected sex with actual fucking hookers, telling guys, watch out for what women you should associate with. It's insulting. And now everybody gets to point and laugh at them and slander me. They go, you're all red pilled.
They're slandering you?
Oh, they say all red pills like that. All the manospheres like that. It's just a bunch of lonely losers that are impregnating hookers.
See, I see it as a business opportunity. Let them fail. That's just one more step closer to making it big, right? Like, your competition arguably is getting destroyed. You can see it that way. I just don't think, like, berating men, obviously in passing, I roast everybody, but to dedicate streams or whatever to literally be like, this is a stupid fuck. Everybody knows he fucked up. Like, nobody thinks he didn't, but I just think dedicating to it is only feeding rage bait.
It's not just the mistake. It's his entire fucking life is a disgrace. Everything they believe in, I despise. And so I will make streams about them.
Oh, did you? Like, I wasn't talking about you.
I know. I'm just saying I will make streams about them. Because they, like, I use them as an example. It's like,
you're a role model, though. That's the difference.
Well, they're like the opposite of a role model. It's like, hey, dude, maybe you shouldn't do this. Maybe you shouldn't listen to these people. Like, a fed telling you what to do with your life, and his best friend impregnates a hooker. Don't listen to gay feds. You know, just crazy thought. Don't listen to gay feds.
So you should get merch that says that.
Yeah,
that would be funny. But yeah, I think you both have completely different content, and you hold more of like what's the word, confident, virtuous man. There's like the bitchy men, there's the men that aren't men really. I'm just kidding. The men that date other men. There's so many different types, but what men really need, at least in this day and age, coming from a bitch, is like strong masculine figures. So to me, it just seems like your competition is better. Like, you are.
Well, I mean,
they're here.
I'm not really doing this to make money, right? I'm doing this to blow off steam.
Why can't you make money off of it, though, if you're good at it?
I make money off of it, but it's not like, you know, now I can move into the sphere and sell fucking courses because
don't do that.
Is going down.
Well, you could get paid on ads, right? You get paid on
ads.
I've
never been monetized. I've been monetized for a total of 3 weeks, I think. Yeah. So
I think they changed the rules a bit. I think it's either, I mean, you have all the hours.
Oh, I got everything. I'm too inflammatory because I make fun of
that. That takes some fucking balls to have the monetization up, and you're just like, no. Like, that takes balls.
I'm not monetized. They won't monetize me, right?
Yes, they will. I say shit all the time. You have to. Do your live stream.
I'm telling you, Torshaa. I've applied 4 times in the past year. I've got rejected.
Oh,
yeah. That's why. No, I want the shekels. No, don't get me wrong. I want the shekels. They just won't give it to me.
What if you privated all the videos? Obviously, we know they can see them, but there's something about when I private that a lot of my other videos will get pushed in the algorithm, like the bad ones that are inappropriate. So maybe try it. You should get paid, though.
I'd rather be a thorn in the side of gay feds than private my stuff for shekels.
I don't know. I feel like yeah, there's guys that do courses, grifters, dating coaches, whatever. They're trying to sell you a solution when really there isn't one. You have to do it yourself. But people that want to support you, right?
Yeah, sometimes they can hit the donation link. I got a Cash App. That's, if they want to send me the money, they can, but
they want value. Like they could do that, but they don't get necessarily the same value in return. And I think people that really support you, which you have a very strong following, your chat's wild, love it. But I think they would want to support that. Like, haven't you done Patreon, or do you?
Patreon they're censor pigs too.
Really?
They got rid of Sartain years ago, and I was like, I'm not going to do that. I have a Teespring store, so guys can buy shirts or a comic I wrote. But a lot of times when I make the most money is I'll put a picture of a fat woman on the screen, and I say, I'm going to leave this up until you guys send me $50. And so someone will send me $50 and be like, please take it down. But then someone else will send me $75 and say, put up something worse. I'm like, well,
what's different to you and then the guy that's selling a course?
Because it's all in good fun, right?
Right.
If you want to look at the picture of a fat chick, you can just minimize the video.
Yeah, but can't you start a website where
this is a hobby I spend maybe 10 to 15 hours a week on. I got a full-time job, like a real career that's useful. I'm not trying to roast you or anything. I'm just saying, compared to these grifter dudes, I do something I get respect at work. Mm-hmm. I could drive. I can go to work on fucking rollerblades, and people are going to say, Dr. Chronic, what can I do for you? Dr. Chronic, do you need a coffee? I get respect at work and in the greater community because of my job.
Yeah.
I don't need this. This is just me blowing off steam and making fun of cockroaches like my game.
So it really is hobby.
Well, it's like half hobby, half work. It's like a mixture,
Yeah. I'm just I still feel in this day and age, it doesn't hurt to monetize. If you're going to do the donation thing, you might as well, because you're delivering good content, I don't know. When I hear people, I get the whole thing. You want to come off as the guy that wasn't a grifter, and that's great and all, but people are going to call you shit anyway. Even though you're true to yourself.
I just got to stay true to myself. And so I probably could make money if I made a really funny video and I put it behind a paywall.
Even $1.
But I want everybody to see me make fun of Andrew Tate. I want everybody to see me make fun of John Anthony Lifestyle or Andrew Wilson. They deserve to have people make fun of them.
Yeah.
So
why do you think people deserve it?
Why do people
don't do it on me? Please don't do it on me. I'll never recover.
Why do I think people deserve to be roasted?
Yeah.
Because they're out acting like they have the solutions to life when they are degenerates, and so they're leading young men astray.
I see Andrew Tate is harmful. I truly see that. We've seen it on a global scale, but I don't know. I guess if you're blowing off steam and you don't really bring it to bed with you, right? Then it's whatever. So never mind.
Yeah, no, but when Andrew Wilson goes on the whatever podcast 10 times a week.
Don't talk about my boy. Okay. I don't agree with you. I love Rachel.
Did you know he married a single mother?
So?
Yeah, that's some
Rolo's married to a woman who's 2 years older than him, so.
Okay, well, I'd also be like, come on, bro. But he's been married for 20 years, so whatever. But Andrew Wilson acts like an idol of masculinity, and he married a single mother who had kids with ADD, all different daddies. And he's going off, he's acting like a masculine role model. Fuck that, man. Young men do not look up to the dude that saved a hoe. Do not save these hoes. Okay. If you save a hoe, do not look up to dudes that save a hoe. I just don't do it.
But if you're Christian, do you believe? Are you a practicing Christian? Because there are a lot of Christians that believe in Reformation or whatever. Do you not follow?
His wife could give the kids to be adopted, shave her hair, and be a fucking nun because she made the mistake of banging bad boys and giving her womb to them. But since we live in a world with a feminized, weak Christianity, there's always a slobbering simp like Andrew Wilson willing to clean up another man's zinc shot. Always.
Yeah. Women always get their cake and eat it too or whatever. But do you think that women shouldn't find love if you believe in love. I really don't. But like, do you think that
if a single mother called into my show and she's like, Chronic, I love your stuff, but I'm a single mother, what do? I'm like, look, there's tons of simps out there. Find one and keep him. There you go. That's the best for your life. But my son will not marry a single mother. My friend will not marry a single mother. The men who listen to my channel will not marry a single mother.
But remember like what I said about me and how I take care of my mom. A lot of people in my family have schizophrenia. I don't want to pass on my genes, right? And I was like, I would date a guy with kids. There's probably a lot of men who feel the same way that I do. And there's more than people are aware of, because mental illness, you'll never hear about it in the news because of HIPAA and shit. But most police calls are on the mentally ill. So although I agree with you wholeheartedly, if I had a son, like my first choice for them would be to not date until they're 30. But like, let alone, should they go for a single mom? No. Huh?
Well, I mean, look, there are a lot of guys that be down to get.
I agreed with you, though.
There are a lot of guys that would be okay with a single mom, right? Call them cuckolds.
See, I think that's not fair. I don't know.
Well, it's not as bad as actually being in the room while your wife gets reamed out. But you're like, hey, let me clean up this woman's mess. Let me take care of another man's child willingly. That's that's on the scale of cucketry. It's not a 0.
But I don't think this is where some of the stuff in the space, like they'll call everything simping. Every guy simps. They have to, in order to even converse with women on some level, whether they want to admit it or not.
What does simping mean? I go by the old school definition. Sucker. It's a sucker idealizing mediocre pussy.
Point. Hold on. That wasn't my main point. So when we see like somebody who marries a single mom and you're saying like he's cleaning up her mess.
Yes.
I don't think he's cleaning up a mess. I think she has the mess and now has him. I don't think that just gets erased. You know, we're talking about it right now.
Who do you think pays for the kid?
But see, that's a choice, right? Do you think that OnlyFans models should be put in jail because they're taking advantage of men who spend money on them? Of course not. It's a choice. Yeah?
Yeah, well, yeah. Every cuck chooses to be a cuck. It's a choice to
I don't know if they do.
It's a choice to pay for her kids. It's all a choice. Like every single step is a choice.
Weren't they together before? They were dating before.
Who?
And then they went on to other people, and then they came back together.
So wait, Andrew Wilson's girlfriend and him broke up. She ran off.
He ran off. Okay,
so he ran off from her.
Yes, this is a legend. Maybe I'm wrong.
He ran off from her, and then she got filled up with cream by multiple bad boys. Gave birth to kids, and then he came back. He's like, with a mop, I'll clean that up, honey.
No, that's not what I said at all. Please
no,
don't.
I was just saying, like, are we talking about, and like, are you saying he ran off, right?
I feel like, I don't know. I get your feelings towards it, but I just think it's a little heartless. Like, there's obviously going to be people that do get back together, and maybe if they really care about each other, who cares? You know, at the end of the day, if like your son fell in love with a single mother, falls in love with her, you know, there's going to be risk.
I'm telling him to change his last name to her last name. It's just, you know, I understand, like, there's different types of men out there. There's men who are much more willing to help women and take care of them, and they hold on to these strong feelings of love. And then there's other men that are, you know, they're concerned about their family, and they want everything to go to their family, not someone else's family.
Sure, but why is it that men always have to get some sort of benefit out of something? Like, they view women as a utility. And I'm not saying you, but I'm saying, like, when we talk about this thing about single mothers, it's not even like we're seeing them as cattle, but it's like, I cannot benefit from this child not being mine, so therefore fuck her, like, get rid of her.
It's not a benefit, it's a drawback. Like, it's not a neutral thing. It's not a neutral thing. You have to pay more money. She's given birth. You will never have the experience of your wife's first birth. You'll never have that.
Okay.
You'll always have baby daddy.
That's
right?
Disney. That's Disney level shit. Okay, you know what I mean? It's like the first birth. They had another birth before that. They're both not.
Okay, so he gave her a kid, then he ran off, then she gave 2 other dudes kids, and then he came back.
I don't know exactly.
Something like that. Yeah. You can say it's Disney level stuff, but that's what I think about giving a woman a ring for a proposal. Like, yeah,
I don't think why you think you agree with that?
There's certain things that they're not reasonably, rationally, logically. Oh, it's not a big deal, but to humans, it means a lot. Like, do you need a ring to tell people you're married? No, you know.
I don't. I mean, you can have the opinions you want, but in terms of like a framework, it doesn't map on. So it's it's almost like you're picking and choosing.
There's not a single benefit of marrying a single mom.
You're saying it in a benefit. That's what I was talking about with the utility. And listen, I'm not telling men to marry a single mom, but men are marrying them. Can I tell you a story really quick? Yeah, my friend was on a bunch of dating app sites, and she couldn't get a date, and she was a single mom. As soon as she had kids, hundreds. Now, before you think, oh, people want to date single moms, there's a lot of men that are creepy as shit that get with single moms to groom them. So single moms, their perspective, like if we take ourselves out of it, they have to decipher who's going to fuck up my child or not. Who's going to actually be the better man. So when we're looking at a man that isn't a pedophile, Andrew, and then a pedophile, you know what I mean? I don't think she's out here trying to get some masculine alpha male. Like, it kind of sounds gay. You know what I mean? Like, I think they hold their own.
Once a woman has kids and she has to live life as a single mom, she needs a cleanup man. She doesn't need a dude who's aggressive.
I don't think you
need a masculine man. She doesn't need a man that stands strong in his own power. So she finds a dude that will willingly clean up the mess, like Andrew Wilson.
Do women have autonomy?
No, man. Do children have autonomy? I think I always go back and say, yes, I think they do. I think women can make decisions. Now, you might say it's clouded by emotion, clouded by culture, clouded by boss bitch theory. But at the end of the day, they choose to get filled up like an eclair by a bad boy. That's a choice.
Okay. Thank you. And you said the thing about kids, right? Do they have autonomy sometimes? Is that the answer to that?
Oh, it's like, do kids have autonomy? Does a child have the capacity to make its own decision?
Limited for sure. I think it's limited.
Want chicken nuggets or macaroni and cheese? Like, yeah, sure.
Yeah. I gave like a colored example. Like they have the choice. Make choices, but not like the big choices or whatever. But when you see the way that you're talking about his wife respectfully, I feel like there's like animosity that maybe I'm not aware of, or it's just your take and that's fine. And you've probably said
I definitely have animosity against both of them. They come out and work as traditional Christians. They come out and say they represent Red Pill. Andrew acts like he's a masculine man that has worthwhile.
He doesn't represent Red Pill. He just did
just going off their tweets when I see them tweet.
Yeah.
So
I think
they
Twitter's
themselves up as examples of a good relationship, and I'm like, yeah, it's good job she found him. If my daughter was a single mom with like 3 different kids, I'd be like, yeah, good job, girl, go get that bag. Hell no.
Okay, that's fine, but I'm telling you, as a bartender who's worked in Las Vegas, Houston, Chicago, I've been doing it since I was 18. Most men, although they say, I don't want single moms, they're picking the single moms. They have the choice between a woman who has no kids and a woman with a single mom. And honestly, I can see like myself compared to them, they're fucking killing it. I can't compare to what they do. So although
men are the single moms,
it's fine. But although we can say like, don't do this, men do it at large. And
most men don't know any of this stuff. They don't. Most men are feminists. So of course,
are they actually?
most men think women should vote, so yeah, they're feminists.
Okay, but I think that they're aware of the women being more privileged to the point, but they're trying to get laid. So I see it as like sneaky fucker or whatever you call it.
There's a single mom that goes to the club and she's wearing something really tight and she's acting promiscuous. None of the dudes there know she has a kid. Yeah, they want to smash.
Well, I think that people should say they have kids right away. I don't think they should hide it. But what's acting promiscuous in a club?
Well, you doing one night stands in the club. You go to the club, you twerk.
Oh, see, somebody was saying, I forget, some guy was saying that. I was like, that happens? I didn't know that happens at all. But I'll believe you. I'll take your word for it. That's crazy.
Wait,
That's fucking nuts.
Wait, are you shocked that people hook up in the club?
Yeah. Like, I understand it was a thing maybe in like the 90s and maybe early 2000s where you could smoke in the club, but
no,
I've never seen
promiscuous in the club. It's you go to the club, you meet the guy, and then you go to his house.
But isn't that their choice?
Yeah, they're choosing to be promiscuous. And
then you're getting mad at the man for marrying them?
No, I'm calling him a weak cuckold for marrying them. I think he's weak for doing it. I get mad when he pretends to be a Christian and pretends to be a good example of it online. That's what makes me mad. You can cuck all you want.
The difference between you and him and Fresh and you is that you probably do have skeletons in the closet. Yours just never came out. Like, to say that like people don't fuck up. I don't know. I'm
not gay. I never worked for the federal government. Let me just talk about myself.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not gay. I don't work for the federal government, and I don't marry single mothers. There we go. Do I smoke too much weed sometimes? Sure. Do I get angry sometimes? Sure. But I haven't made those fuck ups. Like, there's a big difference between smoking too much weed and being a gay fed. There's a big difference between smoking too much weed and impregnating a hooker.
I vehemently disagree, actually, because I used to go to schools, the whole PSA shit where they talk about drugs. I used to go in and talk about the dangers of marijuana when it was getting legalized. And actually, you read like studies and shit, you should see the amount of admissions into the hospital for psychosis that went up significantly. I think like not encouraging, but even showing that you do it or talking about you doing it allows little boys, when they look up to you, thinking I should do it too, and they do it when they're 18, 17, and they had no chance. So although like that makes I see people that promote weed as satanic sometimes. Not you. I'm just saying, like, when their whole identity is
there's definitely the dude weed bros are very cringe. I don't like those guys at all.
I hate them.
Let's say two options. One is spend the night in the hospital having a mental breakdown because you're a pussy that ate too many brownies, or two, marry a single mother.
But how is it a pussy if they don't know how their brain chemistry is, right? That it just happens.
You're supposed to follow the directions on the label, right?
No. I'm talking about guys that didn't, like, they had the gene, but if they didn't smoke weed, it would never express. But the marijuana brought it out. How would you do that?
Are we talking about acute psychosis from marijuana, or are we talking about psychiatric injuries or diseases being revealed by marijuana use? Because those are two different things.
Well, acute psychosis, if they don't have, like, if they're not aware that they have it, they can still say no to meds because of anosognosia. Like, most people that have psychosis, they choose no meds. And if the psychosis goes on long enough, it manifests as schizophrenia. So we can say, oh, it's just psychosis. But unless they take meds, they're fucked.
Those are two different things. Okay.
No, they're not, though.
You're talking about...
I'm telling you.
An acute psychotic break from an overdose of marijuana is different than someone who is predisposed to schizophrenia.
You misinterpreted
schizophrenia come out.
I explained it as the acute psychosis that happened, marijuana-induced psychosis. If they don't treat it, which most of them don't have the capacity to do it because they're psychotic, end up developing. It's a precursor to schizophrenia. It's cannabis.
You know what the treatment is for marijuana-induced psychosis? Make sure they don't jump out a window. Let it clean out their system.
Oh, you're talking about marijuana.
Yeah, right. Like,
well, yeah, but
there's two different cases here. One is someone smokes way too much weed, or eats too much edibles, and they end up in the emergency room. Okay. The other one is someone with a predisposition to schizophrenia, bipolar, whatever it is, goes to college, smokes too much weed, whatever the trigger is, and then the schizophrenia or whatever, it comes out. That's a precipitating incident. Yeah, I don't think people who with a history of schizophrenia should smoke weed. Probably.
But they don't know that they have it, right? So they figure it out after they're psychotic is my point. So it's like it's a situation that's like, should you promote marijuana? Probably not, if it could fuck up your life forever and you don't even know if it,
for every schizo that gets a horrible life outcome, smokes too much weed, there's probably 10,000 people that die in drunk driving accidents. So, I mean,
right, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about role models, and I'm saying that you could have skeletons in your closet, not even skeletons. Like you saying I smoke weed is kind of equivalent in my view, because I get really triggered by this shit. I used to do the whole volunteering and shit.
Was it Dare?
So I'm a different case, but like, you know what I'm saying? It's like I could say the same thing about you, but I can recognize.
Was it the Dare program?
No. I chose to go there. I brought medical directives, like where you just print them out. They're court documents, but they don't have to be like whatever that word is. So it puts somebody in charge in the event that it does happen, so the parents have control over medicine. Because right now people are going into the hospital not being able to choose medicine, and they fuck their whole life up. So that's
I'm sure if someone who is intimately involved and knows the dangers of marijuana heard me talk about how I smoke a lot of weed and how I sold a lot of weed and how I did all this stuff with weed, they would feel some kind of way about me. I am going to say, I'm just, someone who's really that way, they'll be like, he's not a good role model. I understand that. Marijuana is not destroying this country. Single mothers are destroying this country. Generations of single mothers have destroyed the Black community. The reason why you can't walk through the hood without getting attacked or catcalled or whatever's going to happen is because there's like third, fourth generation single mother raised bastards that do not understand discipline, that do not understand respect, that would go commit crimes on you.
See, I think that we'd have to look at the stats of single moms divorcing husbands, like the new husband, right? Because obviously they probably weren't married. I don't think that the rates are that high, which to me, I have a sick dog right now, which indicates to me, my Dalmatian, she's too big. She's too big. Yeah, her leg's messed up right now. I have another one too, dog pill right now. Okay, I have two Dalmatians.
Why did you say that?
Somebody said it to me the other day. I don't mean bestiality. Sorry.
Okay. I just mean anytime you say that, that's what it means, by the way.
Yeah, I forgot. Sorry. I just learned it.
I guess a single mother would have a lower chance of divorcing than a woman without kids when she marries, but that's not really the worst thing that single mothers do. Like the explosion of single mothers in the States directly translates to an explosion of crime. Bastards commit crime. Bastards don't graduate high school. Bastards make more bastards. Every single socioeconomic outcome that could be tracked is worse in the children of single mother households.
Yeah, but who is it more of a burden on? The woman? Like, I think they're aware that it's not an ideal circumstance, right? Like, nobody wants to be a single mom. I don't think anybody's like, oh, great.
No, there's rare, but there's like career women that will write articles, the New York Post, about how they want to be a single mother by choice. And there's women in the Black community that say, we don't need no man, we got a government paycheck and stuff. But I think the animosity against...
Let me let my dog out really quickly. Yeah. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Come on, baby.
I'm going to read some super chats. What we got here? We got a couple super chats. This one is from AC. He says, full send it. Got it. This one is from Nene. He says, "Come on, Greta. I'm pro. Good to hear from you."
Sorry.
You're fun.
I don't know. I used to be like, oh no, single moms. And the more that I see it, it's like, there's another side. Wait, do you have a single mom? Or I'm sorry, did you marry a woman who took the kids?
Hell no.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's just your hottest take or whatever. You're just like, fuck 'em.
No. It's an honest take. It's a genetic
It's a hot take. It's a hot take.
Well, single mothers destroy the genes of their children just by the fact of not having their father around.
Oh, yeah. Because if they have a daughter, I've heard that induces, like there's other things, but it induces their periods early or something.
Yeah.
It
preps them to be hoe bags.
Yeah. But like, again, why don't you, like, why is it that women, hear me out on this, why is it that men always say accountability is a woman's kryptonite, except whenever it comes to children and getting divorced and stuff, women always have to take the heat for a man's behavior. Like whether we want to say she's access to sex, they both made a decision, but women always have to vouch. Like I'm having to say, well, what about this? What about that? But the man never takes accountability for making the single mother. Yeah, and to me, that's fucked up.
Yeah. So yes, men should take care of their children, right? But I wish I could snap my fingers and make every bad boy, felon, and drug addict magically become a good man that loves his family.
What happens when the father isn't around? That's when violence happens. That's when men are incarcerated.
Yeah.
That's but women are. Hold on, they're saying because women are single mothers, the men are going to jail. No, because the man is not around to father the kid, whether he picks him up later. The man is not around, but that's again women aren't
getting raped left and right as much as.
See, now you're doing too extreme of an example.
The woman has a choice to open her legs up for a variety of men when she's 18.
I feel like this is a juvenile way of talking about it. It's just not true.
Women can't decipher men. They all they know is if he's tall and jacked, I'm going to open my legs up for him. Men, throughout history, is it's like the shotgun wedding. It's the dad.
Men are just desperate and will fuck anything. I think it makes men look so bad when I hear women are the ones that give access to sex. I would say women give access to sex and relationships. However, it's
why do single mothers let gangbangers fill them up with semen?
Really, this is a false. You're dragging something that isn't even correlated.
It is correlated.
It's a false equivalent. No, it's not. We're not talking about gangbangers and sperm, huh?
There's groups of men that will abandon their children, and there's groups of men that won't. Women that choose the men that will abandon their children, they can
take the accountability for the man being shitty. Is all I'm saying is women are taking accountability for shitty male behavior, while everybody in the space will say accountability is woman's kryptonite.
I'm not
saying you. I'm just saying
should take care of their children, right?
Yeah, but at what rate are they doing
the problem is felons don't listen to the law. Bad boys don't care about authority. They don't want strong families.
Well, then shouldn't they go see the kid against the order if they're felons? They don't listen to authority. They'll go see their kid even if they're not granted custody, right?
No, they don't care about their kids.
You're saying all men? So the women that are not with them?
There's a group of men that do not care about their kids. There's a group of men that don't care about their kids. They don't care about laws. They don't care about any of that. They're bad boys. They want to dominate everything. And for some reason, women want to give these men children.
But why aren't we talking about the fact that men at large that women are fucking are doing this too? Like we don't talk about it. We just say women open their lives.
Men at large, 5% of men are having 50% of the sex.
That's not true. I did the calculations, and it's more like 20%.
Well,
But
you want me to send you?
not hard to be in
I can
20.
send you the survey they did that shows 5% of men are having 50% of vaginal sex.
Yeah, will you? Because I need to do an episode on that anyway, but I just found a new calculator that actually took the correct stats. And to be in the 20%, you just shouldn't be fat. That's how easy it is. And I know you know that because you get women. You know that I'm not saying that you're bad, but you know what it takes to get women. It's working out, having a nice physique, which you were saying you went to the gym, right? Being around women and all of these things. It's not hard to be in the top 20%, but men are not doing it. In the conversation, sometimes I feel like it's like women need to stop being hoes. Well, women should not be single moms. Well, men are doing it and women take the heat for it. All I'm saying is women take accountability for men's shitty behavior.
If women in the hood decided to stay virgins until black engineering graduates went and married them, there would be no single mothers.
Do you know the rate of molestation in black homes? It's 1 in 4. Again, that's a man that took away her virginity, correct? Did she have capacity to say
well, here's what I'm getting at.
What?
The chain of responsibility keeps on going back, right? So let's say a woman got touched by mommy's boyfriend. Okay.
Well, she's not a virgin anymore, right?
Okay, well, it's like, where's dad? That's mommy's fault. Well, it's
no,
dad's
I didn't say that.
Well, let me finish. Let me finish. So it's dad's fault because her dad ran off. But why did she choose the felon? Well, where was her dad? He was gone. Why did her mom choose a felon? It just I hear responsibility.
But I
from my perspective, as a man that does not have kids, that does not associate with single mothers, it is so easy for a woman to be like, I'm not going to fuck the bad boy. That's it. Fuck it. That's it. All you got to do is not fuck the bad boy. That's it.
Do you think it's that easy? I think most men are good, honestly.
I think that it's not easy for women because they go off an animalistic monkey brain instinct. But for the majority of in history, we did not give women the freedom to fuck up like this.
Yeah. So I understand your worldview.
Women for being stupid about this? No, I can. But I really think society should not be this way. Giving women the freedom to have sex with who they want is the end of your society.
Yeah, the birth control, I feel like, is where it really fucked up. You're not wrong. That maps onto your logic and stuff about the right to vote. And I understand what you're saying wholeheartedly. I'm just saying women take accountability for a lot of men's shitty behavior. And I don't think that we recognize that that's all.
In the physical world, there is no accountability women pay for. If a woman's man doesn't, if the bad boy doesn't pay child support, we send cops to arrest him. Okay.
Not anymore, but yeah, they used to. Not anymore.
It depends on your state, right?
Depends now it's 50-50 and going off of her salary as well. So it used to be that way, and I'm not disregarding that was fucked up, but there was a time where women didn't have rights to their children in court. So it just flip-flopped in that regard. But I don't know if men are like necessarily aware of what it used to be, because before women
gets the kids.
It was the man that got the kids because the women didn't have a separate bank account and shit.
Oh, I mean, that's what it should be. Fathers are better at raising children than mothers.
Which is fine, but now we're seeing the reversal, right? And I agree with you. I think fathers make the best parents. If my parents got divorced, I would have chosen to stay with my dad, even though I love my mother. She's crazy, though. I agree.
People who hold single mothers accountable are guys like, and the only accountability they hear is me saying, don't marry a single mother. If a single mother can't feed her kids, she gets tax benefits. She gets subsidies. She gets welfare. Shit I have to pay for. So women are never held accountable in society. They can run around and be hoe bags and have 10 different daddies or 10 different kids, and I have to pay for that. If a dude decides to rack up child support, rape someone, beat someone, we send armed killers to take him to jail or murder him. Men are always held accountable.
You proved my point. So thank you. I was saying that men that take men that date single mothers compared to men that leave their children, you said that it causes crime and stuff. Well, there's men out here that are marrying the single mothers so that you won't have to pay for welfare, obviously, ideally. But right now, you're saying that single moms who will be on welfare is better than a man marrying a single mom where she wouldn't be on welfare.
I encourage all weak simps that suck on cigarettes the way their wife was sucking on cock for 10 years before they got back together to marry a single mother. Good. Do it. Save that hoe. Save that hoe. I am not going to do it. My sons are not going to do it. My friends are not going to do it. My channel's not going to do it.
But I don't think it's saving. That's where we disagree. I don't think it's saving at all.
Well, financially,
I don't think because remember in the beginning I said that I think marriage benefits the man more. Personally, I know you might not agree with me, and that's okay. But like that's what I see it as. So when I hear that a man marries a single mom, I see it as, although some of them won't necessarily have a legacy, maybe they don't want it because the guy's like me. Maybe they end up having more kids. But regardless, like I see that as a good thing because the more men that marry them, then less welfare, less women on welfare, less single moms, whatever. And then it helps build society because right now we got bitches like me and other fucking hoes and shit that aren't married.
There's no cure to society right now. It's a cancer patient. It's a cancer patient with stage 4 cancer. It's everywhere. So you could say like, hey, men marrying single mothers is upping the oxygen for the cancer patient. Is still going to die. The whole thing needs to be removed. We cannot have a system that disincentivizes men to build it.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, like in the grand scheme of things, like would I want all the single mothers to marry some simps to avoid all that stuff? Sure, but I don't care about the society. It hates me. I care about young men. Right. Not to save a hoe. Yeah.
I think we just agree to disagree. I don't necessarily see it as saving a hoe. Well, I mean, they're hoes. Most women are chronic.
Yeah.
No hymen.
It depends on what you mean by saving. Because when I think saving, I think paying the mortgage, paying for health insurance, paying for surgery, paying for all that.
But most homes are 50-50. So she is too. This idea of providers is only 4%. And they're also the ones that are most likely to divorce.
When you say 50-50, like they make the same salary?
Dual income. I'm sorry. Dual income. I don't know the different salaries, but right now women are out earning men. So I would assume that women are out earning
women are out earning single men, right? In certain cities. But I would beg to differ that the majority of marriages, the man earns more than the woman. I think that's the case.
Probably. Yeah. I think I would agree with that because they have more. They don't have dumb jobs, right?
It's like what is a single mother's salary going to go to? Is the dude that marries a single mother going to buy a new car because his wife works?
Is she working?
I'm saying it's not like a guy gets the benefit because she's working too. No, her money is her money. His money is all money.
That's a myth. That shit's not a thing anymore. That was when
the majority of consumer goods purchases.
Right, but men, hold on. Women make up most of the consumer market, 60%. That's why a lot of shit's marketed. I agree with you there.
80% of all purchases.
Men, because women are doing the domestic labor and going to the store to buy detergent. I don't see
so their domestic purchasing power is enhanced when they marry a guy that makes more money than them.
What makes you I thought her money's her money. You think she's using the man's money? Can I clarify? Is that what you're saying? Like most of the reports
what I'm saying is when a single mother and a man get married, they pool their incomes together. She might move into a better house. She might get a decent car. She might have a lot of things increase in her life. She might be able to go to the grocery store and ball out at Fresh Foods or Whole Market, whatever the fuck it is. The man's not going to be buying a new car because his wife works. That's not going to happen.
Make up the most impulse purchases. The most. Men do not, like women will refer to friends and family. I'll send this to you because this is Census Bureau or GSS. Forget which one, but women will go to friends and family before they make big purchases. Men don't. And men are making men are making up.
Men don't need to go to their dad to ask how to negotiate when they're buying a car.
But I let you finish. So just let me finish.
I'm just pulling in, right? Like women who want to buy a car, they want to talk to their fathers.
More when it comes to gambling. Like, let me finish, because when I say impulse buys, it's not just things like, oh, I'm going to buy a car and that shit. It's things like alcohol, gambling, things that are like gambling. Hey, I'm all for it. Make your money if you can.
Yeah.
But men are ruining families from that. A lot of men, I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, men do dumb shit too.
Yeah, well, men buy the majority of alcohol for sure. I don't think that's an impulse per se.
But yeah, I guess you could say maybe it's premeditated because they have an addiction. I don't know.
Right? I mean, like, I was thinking my fraternity, like, bitches never showed up with beer. I had to go buy the beer. Like, of course, I'm the one buying the alcohol.
Wouldn't you agree that men make up most of the buying if they're the ones that have to buy most stuff for women in courting season?
Courting season?
Gotcha.
I don't know. I don't know what you mean by impulse buying. I haven't seen this.
Well, men are paying for alcohol for women. This is the one example. If men are mostly bringing the beer, then men most of the time pay for the dinners. Men most of the time pay for all the dates, the gas, the whatever, the miles on the car. So if we really want to talk about who spends more money, if you want to say women, I'm cool with that, but I don't want to hear that men take on a burden of having to pay for everything. You know what I'm saying? But I think men do pay that.
But taking a wife with a child is always a burden.
You're not wrong. I think kids are a burden.
I'm not talking like, you know, some guy marries his college sweetheart and they both work and it's like his Costco. No, I'm talking about specifically marrying a single mother.
You just really hate the single moms, Chronic.
I mean, you disagree with it's not saving a hoe. It's literally saving that hoe.
Okay. I'm not sure if I agree with it, but I'd like to. I think this would be really good. I'm not even a single mom. This isn't even cope. I just think
No, I'm saying I didn't say it's cope. I'm saying let the argument percolate in your brain. Let it marinate overnight, and maybe you'll, hit me up in a couple weeks and be like, you know what? Fuck them hoes.
Because I really do see your point of view, and you've made really good points. Like, most people that talk to me about this shit get scared, so I'm happy that you can battle. But it is something that I want to sleep on, because there are points that maybe they outdo mine, but I don't know how I feel about it yet.
It's like the thing with debates, right? No one ever really, it's not a platform to convince someone in the moment. You're never really going to do that. You're kind of going to the depths of what you believe, like the end points of your arguments, and you're presenting it to the audience for them to comment on and think about.
I used to do debate. So when I debate with people, I like to do a lot of the research ahead of time. Like, I'll bring stuff that aren't necessarily my beliefs. But yes, I see what you're saying. A lot of times that it can just be, I forget the word for it. It's like blood sport, and people just argue off the last thing, kind of what we were doing. But I think it'd be better if we could structure it. You probably don't have to, because you've been talking about this shit. I will, though. And I think we actually have a really good debate. I know we weren't planning to now, but I'm a disagreeable bitch.
Well, I saw that you liked Andrew Wilson, and I was just like, I'm going to start some shit.
But that's the thing, is if I like somebody, if I'm friends with somebody, I always vouch for them behind their back.
That's admirable, right? Like, I respect that. That's a good quality to have.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm just not really, and I don't like them. So
that's fine. Fine with me.
That's fine.
All right. I got to go. My dog's screaming at me. I don't know if you can hear her.
Are you sending me a dog picture, or am I going to be?
I will. You have to send me your number, though, because I don't have it. Or do you mean on Discord? Yeah, I don't use it. Oh, he doesn't want my number. That's fine. I'm fine.
You don't want my number. You don't want my number.
WhatsApp?
Because if you use my number, once I get doxxed, Antifa will burn down your house for no reason. So.
Oh, stop it. No, I agree. I just mean like WhatsApp. That's how I talk to most creators.
Yeah. Cool.
Never used it.
We'll have fun with the pups. No dog pill. No dog pill. And I'll talk to you later.
It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Peace.
Bye.